happy almost new moon is going to be at its particular new moon point tonight, or tomorrow morning rather, at like 3 something a.m. So it'll be on December 11th. Today is December 10th. And this is the moon cycle that's going to welcome in the new year. The last full moon was the night before Thanksgiving. And then this new moon is tomorrow. The full moon is going to be Christmas Day, which is also right after the solstice, which to my brain is when the next year actually starts because it's the shortest day. So then after that, the new solar year is going, which in my mind and body just feels more accurate. But I also do, of course, look at the Gregorian calendar and stuff. So then even if you looked at the Gregorian calendar, we'll still be in this moon cycle. It'll be going down toward new. So here we are. It's time to bring in the new year. And so what I've been experiencing lately has been a lot of intensity. It's been a lot of, how do I describe this? Like feeling what's going on, seeing it non-dualistically. So nothing is better nor worse. Nothing is more or less evolved, more or less ascended. It's all just the way that consciousness is flowing. And so being able to handle everything when it comes up, but then also knowing that since nothing is better or worse, it's not better for me to struggle. So I can do things that I want. I can manifest things that I like. I don't have to excuse liking them. It's okay. And so that's a whole rabbit hole we can go down, right? Because then there's lots of blocks come up from culture like, well, how can you enjoy yourself? I'll tell you this. In the Master Key system, which I'm doing in another book club, which is very just mind-blowingly amazing, one of the affirmations is I can be what I will to be. And that's talking about like divine consciousness coming into human form, which is what we're here doing, right? And in my mind, what I usually say is, well, I will to be happy. I think it is our birthright. And I think that no matter what's going on in our reality, not saying you're going to be happy every second of the day, I'm not, for sure. But I do think that those of us who are in situations where we can feel gratitude and happiness and we are safe and we are fed and we are, chilling, right? No matter what we say with our mouths and look at with our eyes, what's going on in our physical reality here is okay. I think that we have a responsibility to kind of hold down heaven, like to know that the other people on this planet, so this is an answer as far as like, well, how can you be happy when there's crazy shit going on, you know? The other people on this planet who are praying for lives like these ones, we have to be responsible and actually enjoy these lives so there's a place for them to come in their prayers. Because if everyone who's actually embodying that frequency on the planet is not enjoying it and is not doing it justice, then it's going to be a lot harder for anybody else who needs to have this frequency to manifest it. It's going to be hard for them to get here. And then when they get here, we're kind of screwing them because we're not allowing them to enjoy it because the paths that we're making are full of stress and strain. And okay, well, we don't need to complain about having enough food to eat or not, so let's complain about politics, or whatever. Or let's complain about what's going on socially or drama or personally or whatever. So always best to come back, bring it back, do the light exercises we've been talking about, do the affirmations we've been doing, and incarnate as a divine being into form. Okay, so that said, there are different ways you can do this. Some spiritualities will tell you to kind of just be passive and exist as a God incarnate. Like, I think that's what a lot of some of the Eastern traditions do, which is beautiful. There's nothing in the world wrong with it, which is like everything just kind of moves around you and you just kind of exist in the world. And that's the way to ascension and like all ever more expansion as a divine being is just like meeting it with non-judgment and stuff. And I think that's great. And the thing that I'm talking about right now is a different one. It is seeing that everything's divine, understanding that it is, not wailing or doing any of the stuff you did as you were trying to get here, and then driving with your preferences, because your natural preferences, like things you were born with, things you just happen to like, things about your personality, are you as the divine being, which is coming through every human, coming through and existing in the world. And the world clearly wants you, or else it wouldn't have made you, both God who made you on the inside, who is you on the inside, and then this world that has shaped you, wants your preferences, or else all this stuff would not have happened. So to do justice to that and to be a divine being in a most responsible way, especially those of us, like this is the Goddess Glow program, we're trying to bring the divine feminine energy in, which is something that has been missing a lot in our world. So because the masculine has been making things, which is, the masculine is fantastic at making things, that's great. So let's then bring back in our wisdom about, and just innate, this is nothing that we've necessarily formed, it's just in us, about what the gods within us want, and then keep blessing the world with it using win-win scenarios and stuff. Okay, so get a different color pen for your journal, so then you can always write your moon manifestations in that color pen, so later you can flip back and through, because I'm going to have you go back and check and see how accurate your manifestations are. And then sit down tonight or early tomorrow morning, whichever you want, for the new moon. And, well, actually, I would rather you do it a little bit after the new moon, so do it tomorrow morning. But spend today thinking about it. For instance, okay, I'll tell you one of the ones I'm working on, because not only is this for new moon phase, this is kicking off next year. So you like take the long view, you're getting yourself ready to actually do your solstice work. And your solstice work will be like at the height of this new moon, at this moon, as it's full. So, all right, think about what it is you want. So for instance, one of mine is, I'm trying to manifest in the next year or two a completely off-grid, completely eco-friendly home, like super lush and luxe and like delicious and made with old salvage pieces from theaters and from churches. And I'm trying to manifest a property of land so hot water is flowing through it and cold water is flowing it. So at any given time, you can be having a conversation on the couch built into like the rock on the side of this mountain, or we can be chilling in the hot tub, which is in like every room, which is totally fine because it comes from the springs of the mountain, and then we use all natural stuff, so it just goes out as gray water and waters our plants and our gardens and all this kind of stuff, right? So I've got this format in my mind. So that's one of the things I'm kind of lobbying forward. I'm not specifically manifesting anything because I don't know how it will work, and that doesn't matter because I don't feel that like burning inside me right now, okay? So that's one thing. Another thing, say work stuff, career stuff. I mean, I love doing this. I would do it for free. I have done it for free. I used to do this only for free on YouTube and stuff. But now that I've manifested a career that is something that not only do I love to do for money and for whatever the other kind of kickbacks I get from the universe in doing this, like being able to be up on beautiful places and stuff like that that comes about in my reality, but I would do it for free. I have done it for free. So that means that it's aligned, right? Okay, so then as we always grow and change, I'm like, all right, what would I like to do next year? Because I am feeling a rebirth. I am definitely feeling a shift. So for me, it's something like having some type of thing that I know provides value to the people who receive it. So I know that whoever's on the other line of whatever it is I'm doing is like, great, this is exactly what I needed, and feels good and feels loved and feels like they are not alone and inspired and fun and valuable, right? Okay, so that, which to me gives me an opportunity to do whatever I want to do. So like I want to make it maybe have something to do with travel, and then when I have travel coming up, it's kind of like an excuse to make myself travel when I'd be inspired to, but otherwise I might sit at home. And it's also something to do while I am traveling, like something to just focus on rather than just traveling and not knowing what to do while I'm there. Also, I would like it to feel super low-key, like I would never like it to tax me. I want it to be below my natural blossom fountain point. And I, at any given time, need to create a certain amount or else I start feeling stuck and stagnant. So I'd like this to somehow be placed right below so I never have to like push for it. It's always coming up, and that is a natural place for it to channel. And there are other various specifics I've put in, but I won't keep going. I'm just showing you like how I'm forming up. You see how I'm not saying exactly what I want. I'm not writing down an amount of money I want to make. I'm not writing down exact places I want to go yet, or exact however many places I want to visit next year, anything like that. Like I'm just saying how I want to feel. I'm just saying the essence. And that way your universe can also surprise you. It can come back in 3 months. I'll be reading this and be like, whoa, I had no idea that it was going to manifest that way. So think about all of it. Think about not only what you want this moon cycle to be like, which is all the holidays, if you're traveling, if you've got anything going on with school, with work, with family, it's all going to be in this moon cycle. So pad yourself with like, I want to always feel really loved. I want to always make sure that I am manifesting a world during this moon cycle where I can get enough rest, where I'm not overtaxed. I want travel to be comfy and good luck and lots of amazing experiences. I want to always have healthy food around. I want to make sure I'm staying hydrated so all my stuff just works better, etc., whatever, okay? And just write it down. Denote for yourself a sacred space. Like one thing that I do in yoga, which has been taught in various traditions, I'm sure other than yoga and in yoga, is in the beginning of the practice, just kind of say to yourself, all right, the rest of the world exists, that's fine, but right now, all I am doing is this. And so you kind of like put gates up for everything else. And all you're doing at this time is focusing on this manifestation. And so you could always say a saying, like one that I used to use that I got from study years and years ago was, in this time that is not a time, and in this place that's not a place, I now choose to do my sacred workings, something like that. Because it's nice to set that little frame. And then you sit down, and then you can, if anything's coming up, first of all, like if you're trying to clear your mind and stuff is coming up from past stuff, let it come up, go ahead and process it, and then move on. Just don't knock it out, but also let it clear. You want to be clear because you don't want old weird little things to come in and twist your current manifestations because an energy ran in that you were unaware of because you're just trying to kick it out. So let stuff go through, but do it with a, yeah, okay, what is it you have to say to me? Okay, great, now move on. Don't let yourself go into it really deeply. And sit, and then just bring up the essences of what it is you want. You can do it with a partner, you can do it with a friend or with a lover or with a family member. Parents, do it with your kids. Help get your kids to start manifesting. Like, it's really amazing the stuff they can do. All right. Okay, so then you sit down, you write it all down, or whatever you want. You can draw pictures, you can just write words. It doesn't matter as long as you can later come back and see what it is that you wanted, so you can check on what you're manifesting. You can check on where your blocks are. You can check on what is really easy for you to do, so you know later that you can kind of like weave that in with other stuff, and it will ease it up if you're trying to do something that's kind of challenging to you, etc. And then close the book. And you're done. Maybe at the end, say a little thank you, send a blessing out to the universe. One thing I always really like to do in any of my manifestations is declare that it be a win-win-win-win for everybody. I was just looking through a Rembrandt book of the life of Christ at the library yesterday, right? Just randomly jumped off the shelf. I'm like, okay, sure, let's look at Jesus for a while. So I did. And one of the things that he said that I know is quoted a lot is like, give Caesar stuff to Caesar, like pay taxes. Like, just because you're spiritual doesn't mean that you want to like give the middle finger to other stuff going on in this world. The way that I see it is that those things are part of this world that I'm creating. So I'm not going to pretend like I'm not loving my second child and loving my third child in this manifestation universe. I want to go ahead and play within the rules of all the grids. Like, why not? There are ways that you can manifest everything. I will close on this. This is an infinite universe. There are an infinite number of timelines at any given moment. And if you say, I want everything to feel like a win for everyone, that has to exist. And just hold out for it. Don't move unless it does. Don't make a move on your decisions unless it really feels like a win for everyone. Example for me is I like to make money doing what I love, and I like it to feel like a good deal for the people who buy it. So I always make sure my price point is low, or I always like whatever, right? Like, who knows, it could manifest in a million different ways. But the point is, get the essence that you want, get the essence that's important to you, and do it in a way that is not in any part of your mind screwing over anybody else, because that's going to just make it not work, okay? So, win-win situation, this or better, do more than I expect, request help from angelic assistants. The angels are huge right now. I just saw an angel 2 or 3 nights ago made of blue-white light standing next to my bed as I was falling asleep. It was a trip. They're amazing, and they're around for the holiday season, so angels need to be asked to help. They can't just go in there and fiddle with your situation. You have to request, so please do. And let us know how it goes. Comment on the thread in the group, and let's talk about it. And we will talk about it as we go, because this is something I do want to start doing with you guys now. So happy manifesting. Have a great time. And you can always end with like something delicious. That's something I learned back when I was studying Celtic shamanism many years ago, is like at the end of your rituals, have food sitting there the whole time that you're like charging up with all this energy. And then at the end of your rituals, you can like eat it and it's all yummy. And you also know that you're imbibing the physical version that's just picked up all the sound waves and all the energy stuff that you've done. So have fun. It's going to be good. Happy New Year, starting with this moon. And yeah, that's all I have to say. Enjoy. Let me show you guys a quick view of Sedona to say goodbye. I came up here on top of a nearby mountaintop today. There's stuff over there too. All right. And yep, see you again very soon.